Hey guys, how's it going? So I got this older Chevy GMC truck that came in. We put a motor in this thing a couple months back. You'll see why I'm laughing in a minute. Anyway, he said that he went off the road with it. He couldn't stop. I guess it was wet or whatever. He was going too fast. He admits he was going too fast. He couldn't stop. He wound up going into a ditch and popping back out. So he said it was pretty violent on the truck. He says, but you know, he doesn't think he damaged anything. He says, however, afterwards, the thing had almost no power. Okay. He says it just, he goes, it wants to stall, has almost no power. And he says, but he doesn't know what happened. He says he thinks he knocked something off. Okay. So come here to under the hood. I see that. Okay. That's an old school trick that we used to do way back when you had a 4-barrel carburetor, or even a 2-barrel carburetor, or even a 1-barrel carburetor. And the reason we used to do that, and it did give you sometimes it did give you a power increase, because the snorkel from the air cleaner went down to an opening that big. Now imagine you have a 4-barrel with a massive opening, you know, like the size of this, when all 4 barrels are open. And it's going to suck air through something that's this big. Obviously, it's a restriction. It's not going to work. So we used to flip the air cleaner lids. However, look at the size of that opening. That's a pretty substantial opening. And it goes to where? It goes to the inner fender. Now, yeah, it's not sealed perfectly fine over there, but whatever. So I wanted to show you that because I also did find the problem. I put it back to the way it was. I took that off because I did find the problem, but I put it back. And let me show you what it's doing. So we come over here. Let's start it up. It's actually running okay right now. It's surprising. Okay. You hear the exhaust? Alright, so what's going on? Let's come underneath the hood. You're probably not going to be able to hear me, but let me show you what's... Actually, let me shut it off. I'll shut it off for right now. Because it's too loud underneath the hood. So first thing I did, I came over here. I figured, let me just look, because it really, I mean, the motor's sluggish as all get out. Somebody asked me about that. What does that mean, all get out? Well, it's like to an extreme. It's to the very end. It's at its max. That's kind of what it means. So this thing is really just a dog. Let me show you what I found. And it really has nothing to do with the fact that he flipped the air cleaner lid. I'm going to put it back to the way it was. But there's your fuel injection. Those are individual fuel injectors that spray down into the motor. Do you notice something? That's an injector connector right there. That's the other one. It's not seated. Did it ever not fully seat and came off? That's on there. So, I mean, this tab is a bit screwed up over here. As you can see, it's supposed to look like this. And it looks like this. I don't know why. I wonder if we can just bend that straight. Let's get that back down on there. There, you see the connector. That's a fuel injector right there. It's an old throttle body injection. It's a good system. It works fine. And a lot of the new, like, race setups or, you know, aftermarket fuel injection systems that you can buy operate pretty much the same way. And what happens is, you see the throttle blade below it there? See that silver thing? Let me see, can I manipulate it? I can't from this side. See it moving? That's what allows the air into the motor. So that allows the air into the motor, and then the fuel injectors will spray more fuel in as required. So let me put this back together. Like I said, I'm just going to put it back the right way. Now, is it possible that when we put this together, I didn't do this. Mo did this. Is it possible when he put it together that he maybe missed that and that harness didn't connect correctly, and it's been fine until the guy hit his major obstacle in the road? Him going off the road and bouncing the truck around, and obviously it could have jarred something free. But could that be from that? Yeah, anything's possible. So okay, so let's start this thing back up. I'm confident that was the whole problem. It was so sluggish, it really sounded like the timing was retarded. Yeah. And now the exhaust isn't popping either. The exhaust was popping because it was way, way, way too lean. So I'm confident that was the whole problem. I'm going to take it for a quick ride, but I guarantee you everything is going to be fine now. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit. It's cold. It's been sitting overnight. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting. The non-cold air intake. So it's on this, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to change anything in the vehicle. On an old car, when you had like a 455, 454, a 400, even a small block Chevy, and it had that little teeny tiny opening through the air intake, off the snorkel. Yeah, you flip it over, it does actually make a difference on something like that. Something like this, it'll never make a difference. All right, hopefully you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.